Hello, my YouTube family. It's me, Lindsay Star, and I want to tell you this little story I want to share with you because this happened to me, and it was more than a couple years ago. About to say, nearly almost a kind of like around like a decade ago or so. But you're gonna hear it from me. But anyway. I gotta tell you this ridiculous story and why something may happen within the near future. But what happened was, I don't remember when this happened, but I know it was a long time ago, probably over a decade ago. And what happened was, I was attending community college, and what happened was one day, no, not one day, one evening, I was talking to what's supposed to be my friend, but something went completely weird. I think it happened in the evening. Probably it happened during the, unless it happened, I'm starting to think it probably happened during the daytime, but I think it happened during the evening. And one of my classmates who I thought I was talking to had a bizarre way of kind of an attitude. And I felt this is not like him. So what happened was I decided to have the chat being print up. And I was going to do was the next day when I went to go in, I was going to go to speak to one of my professors to ask what should I do about this situation. But when my mom saw this, she kind of freaked out, and she ended up contacting the people who I was part of a program inside of the community college, and she was worried, and she called when she went to work. And I was eating breakfast, and I was approached by the person who was in charge and also the head of security. And I just told them straightforward. I said, this is the classmate I was talking to. And I don't know what was going on. And then I showed them the I showed them the chat. They felt it was kind of disturbing, and they ended up putting up into an investigation, and the police was called in. And it turns out after I got interviewed, and then some of the others have been interviewed and stuff. And then it turns out one of my other classmates, who, as I know, was claimed to be the one who hacked. And I'm thinking in the back of my mind, as I'm remembering of this, I was thinking, how could she hack? I mean, and I was kind of concerned about this, and she was kind of, I mean, I think she has street smarts, but even though she is special needs, but I don't think she would do that. That she would hack the other classmate who also was special needs. So I'm thinking, there's no way this would happen. And I'm strongly believing there's somebody else who probably did this and framed her. There's another classmate, a former classmate, which I discovered somehow, after our friendship went completely awry, I ended up blocking her on Facebook under my personal real account. She somehow figured out, she created another account and find me, and I kept blocking her, and I felt that she was kind of fact being stalking me. But she hasn't been going after me since. And I feel like there must be something wrong with her. And I figured maybe what I do not know that could be that she could have done something. And, I mean, she could have family members who could have done this. And I will regret just saying this, letting her to be letting her to be my friend. And, even though I felt so betrayed, and all I know is, I mean, the problem is I'm feeling is she just, I don't know, it was, even though it was years ago, that there might be something going on. And, to somebody to do that, just because I'm feeling like I'm no longer their just because they don't get that I'm no longer want to be their friend, just to go after me, trying to create multiple Facebook accounts to just, stalk me? Harass me? No. And even though I'm just glad she hasn't been going after me since, but what I felt was that, there was a lot of trouble. And as for the classmate who had got hacked he had another account and, tried to talk to me. But I had to keep my distance because it was just getting a little bit too weird. Because, he wanted to seek a romantic relationship, and I was not in the mood for it. And at that time, my mind was focusing through community college until I had a meltdown. But there are a lot of things to how this happened, but things happen in this to me, and even though if I ever think back then, I would just if I knew the stuff of this happening, it's ridiculous. And yes, by the way, the chat was on an AOL Instant Messenger, and and even though things haven't changed since then, but even though if today's technology would take that chat that I had, I'm pretty sure it revealed that somebody hacked, and somebody who would blame the hacking onto somebody else, and it just freaked me out that I'm feeling that the hacking, everything was against me, and I will regret this, but, like I said, this happened like over a decade ago, and at that time, I will mean this, at that time, things were not how it is today. So, yeah. So, I hope you guys understand what's going on. So, if you feel like you're getting hacked by anybody, they just, just make sure what's going on and stuff, And if somebody's you're talking with, it's not that person because their attitude changed, better get the police involved. Anyway, guys, Anyway, guys, I want to say thank you for watching this video. I'm sorry I had to tell you guys about this, but you know, it just happened, and I'm just, and it was just ridiculous. But anyway, guys, and yes, to tell you the truth, the reason why the police were involved, I think because there was some kind of threat. They were just threatening, and that's why I freaked out my mother. And even though I did not want her to get involved, but she did anyway. And it nearly made me angry at her, but I'm just glad she did. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and I will see you guys again. Thank you for watching.